right, guys, what's going on? Today we're going to talk about Fight Gone Bad. It's one of my favorite workouts. We're going to be doing this in class on Monday. And for those of you guys who are coming back to this video in the future to PR later on, hopefully you guys are excited about hitting this again. Now, if you guys have a previous goal, if we've done this before in the past, our goal is going to be to look about 10 to 20 reps beyond whatever we had hit in the past. For most people, that's going to be a 5 to 10% improvement. And that's really what we should be aiming to achieve here, is a 5 to 10% improvement, okay? Hopefully you guys have a log of how you guys did each round so that we can maybe see some areas for possible improvement and then start to set a new goal for this next time. Okay. Now, as we start talking about the landmarks here, okay, the first landmark that you guys want to aim to achieve is a 300 score for men or a 200 score for women. Okay. If we are not quite there yet, right, let's say as a guy we get 211 or as a female we get 114. Okay. We might think about scaling either the wall balls or the barbell weight down just a little bit so that we can increase that rep range and have a little bit more of a challenging cardiovascular workout for this. Okay, so that's going to be one of the big things that we want to start kind of working towards. Is the goal of this workout is to burn the muscles, burn the lungs, and have that big kind of exhaustion, and then rest a minute and see how fast our heart rate can recover. How good are we at using oxygen? How efficient are we? Okay, so if we're not quite there yet, you guys might think about scaling down. If we're close, that's awesome. I want you guys to shoot for it. Okay, as we start to achieve the 300, your next landmark is that 350. You're getting very good for guys at 350, ladies at 250. You're starting to get into the elite level scores with that. Okay, that's when planning things out a little bit starts to become very important and kind of knowing what our goals are as we start to move forward. And then obviously we have the very high end elite level, guys hitting 400, ladies hitting 300. That is pretty challenging to achieve. Okay. Now, as we start to get down into the splits, how we break this up, there's a couple different schools of thought. Okay, the first school of thought, guys, is what's called an even split model. This would be something that you guys plan out ahead of time, and we know going into whatever exercise we're going to be doing, we are going to have a certain amount of reps that we want to achieve. Okay, so in this case, we'd hit 15 wall balls, 15 sumo deadlift high pulls, 20 box jumps, 15 push presses, and 10 calories on the row. Once we achieved those rep marks, then we would stop, we would rest, and we would transition to the next station, making sure that we never had any kind of lost time in transition. Okay. The other way to do this, which is my personal favorite, the way that I like to do it, because it leads to a little bit more suffering, which is the point of Fight Gone Bad, is the odd splits, which is just kind of taking the workout as it comes at you and trying to maximize your best event or your best movement as much as you possibly can. Okay, so for me, I love wall balls, okay, and I love push presses. So if we take this instance, I would maximize my wall balls, I'd take them all the way up to the end of the minute. I would maximize my push presses, take them all the way up to the minute. The other two movements I would just take as they come at me. And then row, we'll talk about that at the end a little bit. We don't want to go balls to the wall on the row. If you guys are getting 20, 25 calories on the row, you're probably setting yourself up for failure in this workout. Okay, so we'll talk about that at the end. But when you guys take the workout as it comes at you and you're maximizing those minutes, you will see instead of an even rep number across each round, you will see a degrading rep number each round. Okay, so just realize that that's going to happen. And we do need to realize then, if I want to hit 300 reps, I'm going to need, at least a good 40% of that to happen in the first round. Okay, so more than a third of that in the first round. All right, so now we're going to start breaking down the individual movements, how we can transition, how we set things up for success, and then making sure that we aren't pushing things too far to where we lose reps on the important exercises. Okay, so this will be something that's really, really important to having a good score on this. All right, guys, so wall balls. We're going to talk about this a little bit and talk about how we want to relax the shoulders during the wall ball. And then really how we don't want to blow this out to where we lose time transitioning into the sumo deadlift high pulls. Okay, so Coach Mitchell's going to go, and we're going to imagine that he's been going for about 40 seconds here. And he's just kind of repping these out. I think it's a good plan to kind of go unbroken if you're decent at wall balls. So let's say I give him the 10 seconds cue. He's going to do 1 or 2 more reps, and then he's going to move over to transition. He's got 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's going to be ready to go, right? He's going to start cranking out sumo deadlifts. Now, you can break these up, okay? They're a pretty quick rep exercise, but when you stop, you have to set it back down, okay? That way, he's already prepped. You don't want to walk away. He can go again in 3, 2, 1, right? And now he's just repping these out as best he can. And he relaxes again, sets it down. Okay, this is a key point. A lot of people on the sumo deadlift high pull, guys, will come up and they'll release from the top. And with the 15s on the bar, especially for guys, that's going to send that bar bouncing really far away from you, and you're going to lose a ton of time and extra reps there, okay? So this transition is really important. It's one of the ones where people will take the wall balls all the way to the edge of the minute, and then they'll be slow, and they won't start on the sumo deadlifts until maybe 8 or 10 seconds has passed. This is one of your money makers here, okay? Especially if you guys are a strong puller, strong deadlifter, and not a strong squatter. Stop early over here. Be ready to go when you get your 3, 2, 1. All right, guys, so sumo deadlifts we talked about a little bit. You want to make sure that you are setting these down in between each of your exercises. Also, if you guys are doing this in a class atmosphere, it's also really good to make sure that you keep things organized for the person that's going to be coming behind you, okay? When we finish the sumo deadlift high pulls, we should have a very quick and an easy transition up to our box, okay? So he's going to finish. We're going to say the same thing, 10 seconds, okay? He's going to do 1 or 2 more reps. He's going to set it down. He's going to take a step forward, take a couple breaths, and then he gets a 3, 2, 1, and he starts right away, okay? Now, a couple different variations for this. He can step down, but go ahead and show me 5 at pace with a good step down pace. Stand up, step down right away. Okay, at this pace, he's going to hit about 20 per minute, which is a good rep range and a good score, okay? It's also not super cardiovascularly taxing, but it's not a great way to maximize reps. The next tier up from that would be a jump and then a land and a jump, okay? So he's going to jump up, stand, he's going to jump back down and land, but then jump back, okay? A little bit faster here. This will get you in that 22 to 26 range per minute, okay? And then our fastest one is the rebounding, okay? Now, if you guys are worried about Achilles tears or injuries, don't even worry about this, okay? But more than anything, guys, this jacks that heart rate up through the roof, okay? So you have to have very, very good breathing mechanics during this, okay? So show us just a couple. See here. And this is going to get you upwards of 30, 40 reps inside of that minute, okay? So big money maker here. If you guys are good at rebounding, you feel confident, and you think that you can keep your breath under control, really good money maker here in terms of bang for your buck inside of that minute, okay? Again, same thing. If you guys are a real strong puller, really maximize the sumo deadlift high pulls. Go for that high 20s to 30s range there. Step forward, and then maybe think about the step down where you're focused on breathing during the box jumps, okay? Vice versa. If you guys are really good at rebounding over here, maybe only do 15 or 20, get over here early, take a couple breaths, and then maximize the box jump. This is one of those ones where you want to start pandering more to your strengths. All right, guys, so box jumps into push presses. We want to make sure that we finish these box jumps, and if you guys are maximizing this, take it all the way to the last second, because this transition is very easy, okay? So he's going to finish his last box jump. Let's say he's got 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1, steps forward, power cleans, get your first set in here, okay? So a big thing here, guys, is starting to think about faster is better, and then we can take rest, okay? So go ahead and set it down real quick. Same thing here. We're going to set it down, okay? We don't want that bar jumping all over the place. Definitely, definitely, definitely do not drop it from overhead. That bar is going to go so far away from you, and you're going to lose 10 reps on that, okay? So if you're thinking about the push press, it's pick it up, get 10 to 12 reps as fast as you possibly can, set it down, take a quick breath, then come back to it, okay? So let's watch them real quick, and let's count how long these 10 reps take. Just give us 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right. Now, Mitchell could do a better job of breathing during those, but that only takes about maybe 10 seconds, okay? And so that's what we want to think about that. So plenty of time here to get the reps in and then drop the bar, set the bar down, and then come back to it and get a second set in where we're into that 20 to 30 rep range here. For my opinion, guys, I think the push press is the easiest one to score a very high rep range, to get into the 30s on. If you guys are a really strong shoulder person and a good push presser, really dipping and driving, using those legs, but you see how Mitchell's a little out of breath here because he was holding his breath on those 10. Make sure as you're doing those, exhale on each one, breathe on each one. Do not hold your breath on these, okay? Otherwise, that'll come back to bite you in the butt. All right, guys, so last transition here, and then we're gonna talk about the rest station a little bit, okay? This one's big, all right? So he's going to finish that last push press, and I wouldn't suggest doing this within a 10-second window. You should be done with the push press with about 8 seconds to spare, okay? So he's gonna finish that last one here. He's repping these out. He finishes, I give him the 10 seconds. He sets it down. He's going to take a couple breaths in transition. He's going to sit down, slide his feet in, grab the handle, and he's going to 3, 2, 1, go, okay? Now we're gonna show the straps here. I don't want you guys worrying about the straps. Now Mitchell's got his feet on top of the straps. That's fine. We can also hook our feet under the straps, but not ever pull the straps. Don't worry about tightening them at all. We're not on the rower long enough, okay? So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna not slide the seat very far forward, okay? So he's gonna do mostly hips, so lean forward and give me just a couple sprint strokes here. Just like this, okay? That seat's barely moving on this, okay? Now he's up at 1,500 calories. All I want you guys to shoot for on this is something like 20 to 30 seconds of work. I don't want you guys doing the full minute, and I don't want you guys busting out going super hard. 20 to 30 seconds of hard work should get you somewhere in the 10 calorie range for guys, 8 calories for women. Then he's gonna set it in. He's gonna get himself out, and he's gonna stand up and start his rest break just a little early, okay? So we're gonna take that 1 minute rest break for the first 2 rounds, and we're gonna make it about a 90-second rest break, okay? That's gonna allow us to come back to the wall balls with a little bit more oxygen, a little bit better recovery. It's just not worth it for the 5 or 6 extra reps that you guys are gonna get by sitting on the rower and really pushing that effort through on the full minute, okay? So we're gonna show a couple of those foot transitions here and let you guys kind of see what that looks like, but then we're gonna talk about the rest and kind of transitioning back. All right, guys, so we finished the row. We're a little bit early, okay? We should have about 90 seconds if we're in the first couple rounds, okay, to stand up, grab some chalk, get a little water, whatever you guys need to do, but I want you to take about a good 30 seconds of in through the nose, out through the mouth, big deep breaths, okay? Imagine that I told you as your coach that you only got 10 breaths and that's all you got for your rest break. How would you use them, right? You wouldn't be like, and use them all in 10 seconds, right? We'd be, okay, really get a lot of oxygen down into those muscles, shake anything out that you need to, get a quick drink of water, and then circle yourself back around. With 10 seconds to spare, you guys should be back at that wall ball, ready to go, okay? Again, transitions are a key point of this workout, and we really need to maximize the rest that this workout gives you. So that extra 30 seconds is gonna be big, and I think you guys will find that you have a lot more juice on the second and the third round when you do it that way, okay? Obviously, that goes without saying that the last round on the rower, don't stop 30 seconds early, right? You're gonna go balls to the wall for the full minute until 3, 2, 1, go hits, and then you're gonna collapse off the rower, and you'll be good to go from there, okay?